All right. Welcome, everyone, to game number 3 in our best of 3 series between Veivi and Blues. Always nice to see a rubber match coming out in these. And this game, once again, we have quite a lot of iron available, so founding, I doubt, is going to be much of a problem. Only one aluminum patch and water patch pretty close to it, though. And then a few more up in that northeastern corner. Plenty of locations, I would say. I imagine we're going to see another delayed start. Is there anything more you're seeing to this one that we need to be paying attention to?
Well, 2 good locations for scientific. The black market is not very scientific friendly. The scavengers aren't very good found on this map. And the colony is consuming a lot of power.
I feel like in some ways I'd be tempted to go robotic this game and just plan on building some power, but both of our players choosing scientific. I feel like this is what most players are comfortable with this time, at this stage of the game. They like to play scientific when they can find a spot for it.
Well, Blues got all into aluminium and Veivi sold his 20 aluminium.
Interesting. Blues now, of course, does not have aluminum coming in, and Veivi does, but it takes a long time for even a high aluminum mine that close to your base to actually get you enough to push you to that upgrade. It's got to launch 4 times.
Scientific colony expanded.
Now, Blues does have 2 very good aluminium tiles next to his base.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic aluminum tiles there with the carbon on top of them as well. I assume is what we're referring to here.
Yeah.
That is great to see. That is the location I would have preferred this game in general, whereas Veivi's kind of stuck himself up into that corner. Now, Veivi did found second, so he does have the claim advantage here as we move into HQ level 2. And I'm not sure exactly how much cash Blues came out of the start of the game with. He does have a fair cash advantage at this point, which is good to see for him, but I don't know if it'll be enough to overcome that long-term claim loss, unless he gets into the black market or does something interesting very quickly here. Well, it is going to be a black market claim. Right into aluminum. Interesting. Not food. Which is kind of what I think a lot of players would have gone for there.
I don't know what to think about it.
Alright then, fair enough. Everybody making food this game. We already do have 5 habitats up, consuming 0.75 food, but with all these farms down already, I don't feel like that price is going to get too high. And another farm coming down for Blues, yeah. Yeesh. It's like both food and steel. Probably not going to spike too high this time.
No, they're both, well, it's being overproduced.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like Veivi is going to be the first one to HQ level 3 here, so I'm curious what he is going to do about power, because something has to be done about it.
Yeah, the colony is consuming a lot of it, in addition to the 2 players.
Yeah, the colony started with 3 offices and has added another one since then, so 0.8 power consumption from there. Both players with plenty of steel mills down, also consuming a large amount of power, so, oh man, and Blues has actually gone for some electrolysis reactors on top of that. Veivi in an uncomfortable position of having to claim geotherm very far away from his base in a game with both mutinies and dynamites.
This is about the time to get into silicon and just control the power situation.
Yeah, Veivi does have that claim left, where he could do that sort of thing. Blues spent all 3 of his, just 2 into reactors and 1 on that geotherm location, which will cover costs, but will not make him a profit. So I'm kind of hoping to see him start to move into some aggressive black market before long. To be able to go after Veivi's geotherms, force him to defend them, and not be making money off of that power until Blues can hit HQ level 4. Thinking machines again. I'm unsure how to value this game. I mean, what do you think about it?
I wouldn't spend too much on it. It prevents you from profiting off of power.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it feels like these guys are pushing this really high to me. Both of them putting a lot of stock in it, though.
I think this is way too much, especially because you really need to profit off of that power as hard as possible.
Yeah,
The black market
I'm a
is
little bit worried
online.
about it. Veivi did buy quite a bit of silicon off the market, got it as cheap as he could, and is moving out of his farms on into some solar panels, which I think is very important for him to do. But I'm worried that before those turn online, he's going to get that 20% interest tick, and it's going to knock him down a fair ways.
This is also the time to turn off your steel mills,
He's getting
the
so close to
reactors, everything.
He's starting to push there pretty fast. Yeah, I know, right? The steel mills are off for Veivi, which I think is good. I mean, that's 100 debt a second if he had those online right now. Blues is keeping his chugging away, but he is not in as nervous a situation. Okay, they turn off. Everybody's just sitting there like, pay down the power. And we did actually have some wind turbines pop up out of Blues.
Now,
We're starting to lose you a little bit over there. Just so you're aware. Well, look at that power get paid off so rapidly as day comes. With these geotherms online. Blues never really got into a position to get aggressive against these geotherms, and so Veivi will be paying off his debt quite cleanly, and I don't think things are going to get out of hand
The
this
black
game
market is online.
for him. I think we lost Qubit for a moment. I imagine he'll be back as soon as he can.
hello?
Hello? You're a little quiet, but other than that,
Yeah,
I think we're
the
good.
microphone isn't well connected.
All right. Gotcha. Veivi going into another solar panel up here. Don't mind that. It's a little bit late for it, but obviously continuing to pay down that debt is going to be relevant, and he is actually starting to push to the point where he can maybe make money off of power. Both of our players are now. Just getting
this
rid of
is-
as much debt as possible.
Also, the point where the 24k thinking machines really cost Veivi a lot.
Absolutely, because he would have just had $20,000 more right now, even more than that once you count in the interest. And of course, he's getting to the point where he's paying down debt, but then his solar panels are going to turn off, and it's going to slow down pretty significantly.
And the power price is going to be crashed.
Yeah, very, very, very soon here. I also find it interesting that Veivi has not turned things like his steel mills back on yet, whereas Blues has. Despite the fact that they would be making a fair amount of money for Veivi at this stage of the game. This game is so close. 18,000 for a claim pays Veivi. That's money he's not making. He gets a claim out of it, but he paid $18,000 for that, effectively. I imagine he is going to chew through most of that debt, so an interesting decision, to be sure. He is going to get to grab up 2 silicon tiles next to each other with that extra claim, and I imagine one that he acquired off the market. And that is going to be nice, considering he spent so much cash on those solar panels earlier. He will be able to make a fair amount of that back and be able to stay in things. So Veivi hasn't quite managed to chew through all his debt. It is worth noticing that he acquired for that, but that's still about $6,000 he lost out on. Not too bad for a claim. At this stage of the game, for sure. Blues, what are you up to? Was that just another claim purchase? It's just another claim purchase. These guys have no interest in upgrading whatsoever. They just want claims, and they want them now. I hear...
Hello?
Hello, again.
Okay, on this map we have no pirates, which means that we can have glass furnaces away from the base fairly reasonably.
And that is something to consider. There's always the concern of having to build the glass furnace and then ship the oxygen all the way out on top of having to wait for that glass to come in
Well,
afterwards.
Veivi's silicon isn't far away.
It's not very far away, that is true. There are still magnetic storms to be concerned about, though.
Yeah, so you have to send your grass early all the time.
Yeah, you're going to have to just stay on top of that the whole time. You only really, I think, would be comfortable with about 30 glass flying through the air at any given moment to get knocked out by those storms. It's doable, but it does add that layer of micromanagement that a lot of players just aren't comfortable with.
Colony expanded.
All right, Veivi is going to be our first player to hit HQ level 4. I don't know how much of a lead that actually is for him. Blues could pretty much manage to upgrade whenever he wants to at this stage. He is going to do so. And I'm actually going to take just a moment, because this is very difficult to keep track of in these games, and see who has bought the most claims. So Blues is on 3, Veivi on 2 for purchases. Veivi also got an additional one off the black market. Sorry, off of auctions. And teleportation pops up and just ruins everything. Fantastic. All right. I think this is kind of a big deal for Veivi at this point. Hopefully with Cubit we'll get, a little bit less of a B soon. Oh yeah, both players understanding the value of this game with glass at 269.
Hello?
Hello? That poor microphone. We did have that teleportation auction go on over to Veivi for $32,000. I think I'm actually comfortable with that. Oh. And a very quick EMP. Alright, well the buzzing stopped. Hello? Are you good? Now we've just got the clicking back. But yes, a very fortuitous teleportation auction on over to Veivi. I would definitely be quite pleased to get that for $32,000 in this game, just to protect those glass furnaces that he was already choosing to throw down. It's incredible, quite frankly, not having to ship that oxygen out. Not having to purchase silicon for the glass furnaces the way that Blues is. It's good. It's very, very good to see for him. And it wasn't overly crippling, just because he was in a state where he wasn't going to be making money off of power anytime soon. And on top of that, he, ooh, nice little dynamite hit. I like that, that's for sure. And he had almost no debt anyway. So that's why all those things put together, why I like to see that move out of Veivi.
The black market is online.
You can see both players sitting on a very similar amount of cash and resources right now. Basically, they both have access to an upgrade if they would like it. Glass falling off pretty quickly here, it looks like. Veivi is going to be the first one to take it. Drop his cash back down. Blues is going to have to decide how to react to this. Does he just want to keep up this game, getting to HQ level 5, or is he going to try and do something aggressive?
Am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, good. I'm going to have to be very careful with my microphone.
Is it just not cooperating right now?
It seems like the jack is very fragile.
Yeah, I've had that happen to a few of my microphones in the past. I think most of us have at one point or another. Blue's very specifically not upgrading here. Kind of curious what he's up to in his base, if anything tricky.
Would cost too much to upgrade, I think. 54...
Upgrading is pretty expensive. That's for sure. Yeah, $52,000 for that upgrade right now is what it looks like it would be. Veivi gets perpetual motion for 9,000 and Blues takes that as the signal. I'm going to attack you now. Very aggressive move out of Blues here. He doesn't have it yet.
Very
He's still about 50,000 short, I believe, from what he actually needs. And that's a lot of cash to make up.
I don't know that. He has all cash necessary, or even the profits, continually.
Yeah, that's my big concern, is there's just not a whole lot of profit going on right now for Blues. And his one single best building just got taken away by a mutiny. Meanwhile, Veivi's over here starting to churn through electronics, which aren't all that valuable, but always a nice little trick to see, just utilizing that silicon-aluminum combination.
Well,
Yeah, I'm really nervous about this. I mean, Veivi is not making a huge amount of money either, is the big thing here. So the question is, can Veivi get to 3 before Blues gets to 2? But Blues has gone all in on this. You're really not going to come back easily into this game if you fail with this aggression.
well, he could still sell out of his stock and build an Offworld.
He could. That is definitely an option, but it's just so much more sluggish than if he had just done it in the first place. But I don't know if it would be enough to truly recover. Chemical surplus is definitely not something that Blues wanted to be seeing right now. Just a bit of misfortune for him going that way. And it's basically just this oxygen and these chemicals that are actually pulling in cash for him. Everything else is pretty weak.
I think he has to give up on the attack and just go for the Offworld. Right now it's very cheap. If he builds it, the price will spike and Veivi will be struggling to catch up.
Yeah, that is definitely something to consider, is just on-world prices are so dead this game. That maybe that off-world transition, especially because food is at $600 off-world, oxygen at $670. Those are some massive profits available in this game.
You have to look at those prices. 1, 4, 6,
Yeah,
4, 4,
exactly.
4, 6, 4.
It's like more than half the on-world market is in single digits, and there's only one triple digit available. Filthy Pirates, Blues, yeah. Blues is like, oops. 9,000 debt that I didn't need. I know that feeling, though. Just an auction pops up without thinking. You just hit it. Blues is staying in it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Blues is betting that he will get to make $28,000 before Veivi manages to pull in about 50. And I think Veivi agrees with him that Blues might pull it off. Veivi just isn't making money. Neither of them are making money. Blues did transition on into the carbon quarries. 75 apiece on those. The electrolysis reactors still managing to pull in about 46 apiece. And in what is probably the dumbest game of Offworld I've seen in a while, it looks like Blues will manage to eventually creep and crawl his way to enough cash to take down Veivi.
Yeah, well, the nature of a duel like this is just who makes more profit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Offworld price now 2, 4, 3.
How many times do you see a player not take an upgrade for HQ level 5 that costs less than $14,000? Oh man. Ridiculous.
Offworld for 21k.
They don't even care. Not important. And Blues isn't even taking this carbon quarry back, because he's like, I don't need to pay $7,000 for that mutiny. I just need to wait. Because Veivi's down at 2,000. What's he gonna do?
Veivi would have to
It's
make
just-
up 60k. to
Exactly.
10.
He needs to make $60,000 at this point. And I think these black market expenditures are just putting him further into the hole rather than helping. This is so ridiculous.
He's getting there. Yeah.
Just slowly but surely making his way there. He's got it now, if he just sells out completely. There it is.
Well, that's the first upset to my predictions.
That didn't really upset my predictions, because I was wrong about who was going to be playing in this match, but I didn't expect Blues to go through, and he still managed to pull it off. I feel like if Veivi had just... Veivi had thinking machines that game, right? So if
Yeah.
Veivi had just built an off-world market instead of hitting HQ level 5, I think we would have had a very different game this game.
Yeah, possibly. He still would have to make up enough cash to defend it.
Yeah, but with an off-world market down, that took so long for Blues to actually get to the kill, right? Like, we were just sitting here going, nobody's making any money. Nobody's making any money. But Blues had more money. I think with the off-world market, Veivi would have been able to tear through. defend against the black market well enough to get 1 or 2 launches off, and that would have been more than enough with how strong the Offworld was this game. On top of that, holograms were available, so there's a chance Blues wouldn't have even spotted the transition.
No, not with Offworld being that cheap.
You know,
Although it would still be obvious if you sold stock to build it.
yes, that would have been pretty clear. But yeah, just that HQ level 5 instead of building an Offworld for Veivi, I think is what took him down. But when he did that, I do like that Blues was willing to make the decision, alright, I'll just kill you. Is it going to take a year? Yeah. Does that matter? No. Oh, what a ridiculous game.